Hi guys, welcome back. After like an hour break, I am back again because I want to know what's going out in this just as much as you guys. Pretty sure we're halfway through the book, which is just so sad. A little over half, no, a little less than halfway. Just by like 20 pages. So by the end of the next two chapters, we should be about halfway. So anyway, thank you for joining me. If you have a phone or anything else, however you contact people, tell them about me right now on Nomad's Journey audiobooks, or send them the link that's down below along with my other channels. Go check them out yourself. And remember to like the button, subscribe yourself if you haven't already, hit the notifications bell, and let's get started. Last Chance Books by Kelsey Rodkey, Chapter 14. We're starting on page 152. It's blank because I took off this because it was just getting in the way. Anyway, let's get into it. It's been about a week since I caught Benny working at Prologue. My shock has worn off, only to be replaced with a cold serial killer focus. No murder, just the premeditated planning stuff. 3 days ago, I asked him for his schedule so we could coordinate shifts and ride to work together, even though it meant I would need to pick him up from Sterling's. He didn't find anything suspicious about this. In fact, I think he was grateful and relieved. First mistake. He knows me better than this. His second mistake was providing me a copy of his schedule that not only included his shifts, but Jasper's as well. He knows me better than this. I've been biding my time, pretending things are fine, that I've mellowed out, that I'm totally over the rage simmering in my stomach and forming malicious plans in the back of my mind. I've accepted all of Jasper's social media requests to catch him off guard and make him think I'm coming around on him. But as soon as Benny walked into Prologue, he became my enemy, and I knew I had to plot against him. Jasper wanted to up the stakes anyway. He acted like I spray painted his car instead of doing something totally harmless. Today is the day for me to take up the stakes. To up the stakes. Jasper works at 1 o'clock, so I need to go into Prologue before then without it being suspicious. He hasn't said a word about how I didn't buy a book that day, but I don't think he'd be so kind this time. Noon is when Prologue sees an upstick in customers. People shopping on their lunch break, so I'll strike now at 12:45, while there are still others to distract the workers, namely my brother. I pull the bagged lunch I asked Dahlia to make for Benny from behind the counter. I forgot to give it to him when we parted ways this morning. At 12:46, Robbie comes back from his 15-minute break, precisely 1 minute late. I'm so tightly wound that I could yell at him, but then I'd just waste more time. I'll be back. Benny's lunch swings in my hand, hitting my bare thigh with each step as I exit B&M into a wall of thick air. Today I'm wearing brown ankle boots and a burgundy romper Dolly tried to get her hands on. At this rate, all the clothes I've been too self-conscious to wear will get their 15 minutes of fame just to avoid ending up in Dahlia's checked luggage back to California. The doors to Prologue slide open and cool air pours down, brushing my hairs over my shoulders. I take a deep breath and enter. There are a few customers milling about, some at the tables with coffees, books, and computers, while others wander the shelves slowly. At the register, Benny checks out, an older woman in a sun visor. She's buying 5 books in one go. The only person who's left B&M with 5 books in one go was me. My record is 7. The woman leaves, giving me a smile as she goes, and then it's just me and my brother. It's my brother and me. Benny frowns. What's up? Hold up his lunch. I forgot to give this to you. Dahlia made it. You're probably safe for not eating it, but I promised I would deliver it. He laughs, taking the bag, and peeks inside. In Uncrustable chips, brownies. He raises an eyebrow at me. I can't tell if I should be offended she packed me an 8-year-old lunch or happy she's stuck with prepackaged food so I don't die eating her cooking. Yeah, well, don't get ahead of yourself. I'll take the Uncrustable because he can't eat peanut butter, Dahlia. And check the brownies for peanuts and chips for peanut oil. Yes, I know, Madeline. I've kept myself alive this long. I shrug. I had a hand in that. I had a hand in that. You used to try to eat rocks because you thought they were big nerds. Because someone told me they were. Well, I say, scooting down The counter, that was all I came for. Actually, I hesitate like I rehearsed in my head all morning. I glance around the store, lean over the counter, and whisper, Could I order a book here? He shakes the mouse connected to the computer, unfazed by my request. What's it called? That's a thing. I can't remember. I can just vaguely remember the cover, and Astrid isn't ordering any books until we sell, like all the ones we have now. So I can't do it at B&M. Don't tell her I asked, though, okay? I play with the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt, all the feelings he should be having for leaving us. He stares at me. What? I ask, my heart rate kicking up. Size narrow. You don't know the name of the book. Look, it's been a very stressful week, month, summer. Give me a break. Can I just peek through your ordering system? You have one of those, right? Of course we have one, he says with an indignant scoff. He glances around, then jerks his head to the side. I flip behind the counter, standing arm to arm with him. The computer is struck at the login page, which is exactly where I hoped it would be. He pushes the keyboard forward on the counter, revealing a tape note there, the password. Sterling should crap himself if he knew how Sterling would crap himself if he knew how unsecure they were. He types it in slowly and pulls up an ordering system way more advanced than ours. He begins scrolling down the page of upcoming books. I lay a hand on his forearm. Wait, you're going too fast. He sighs, slowing his scroll. What category is it? Genre? Tilt my head to side. YA. I can't remember though. There's a lot of going on in the blurb. He flits to only upcoming YA releases. Maybe it's already out. He sighs again. Sorry, I mumble. I have to make him as annoyed as possible so he'll leave me alone with the computer. As if sent by the gods themselves, a middle-aged lady with a sequined top and two long capris approaches the counter. Her flip-flops clack, clack, clack against the soles of her feet when she walks. Can I help you, ma'am? Benny asked professionally, smoothing the front of his tucked-in polo. I'm having trouble finding a book. Another worker checked your inventory and said you had it, but I can't find him anymore. Oh yeah, it's just me now. I can help you. He hesitates, giving me a sharp look. I'll be right back. You can't be here when Jasper shows up. I don't plan on it. I nod, placing myself in front of the computer, pretending to search for a non-existent book I want. He leaves and I quit the ordering program to open the computer settings. I click into the password and security options, my heart thumping violently in my chest. No one is watching me. Benny said he's the only employee here until Jasper shows up. Exhale. I type in the old password. Capital P, okay, let me start over. Capital P, R, 070GU3, and then enter a new one. 3UGO70R, capital P. Into the change password section, I save the changes and log out. The password written under the keyboard doesn't work when I try it. In case I typed it in wrong, I try again, but nope, it's officially changed. I'll celebrate when I'm safely across the street. Maybe I'll even get a burrito today. I hustle from behind the counter and make a beeline towards the doors. They slide open with a swoosh and put me face to chest with a bad case of deja vu. Hi, Jasper, I say, addressing his shiny name tag. I'd love to stay and chat, but actually, I wouldn't. Madeline, where's your purchase? He gestures to my empty hands. I'm not really feeling generous again. As predicted, his short-sleeved floral button-up is wrinkled near the bottom, where it's tucked into his black jeans and secured with a simple black belt. Wrinkled. Huh. You're not on the clock. Those are the rules. Bye! He wraps a hand around my upper arm and pulls me back, gently, when I try to exit. The doors slide open to the hot air outside, and desperate sweat building between our skin. I'd rather be out there away from him. The rules are you can't prank if you're on the clock. What did you do this time? He asked with a sigh. I had to stay late to pull out all those flyers you put in the books before. The least you could do is tell me what part of the store to look for your sabotage in. I dropped off Benny's lunch. I flick my eyes to his hand, but I say nothing, even when his thumb flicks against my skin and causes even when his thumb flicks against my skin and causes goosebumps. If he continues to hold me hostage right here, customers will get weirded out and decide not to walk into the store. Sorry I didn't make you anything. I figured all the fun sucking you do probably fills you up. Oh dang, she is good at these comebacks, guys. He removes his hand, exposing my skin to a cool burst of air, and the bumps on my arm multiply. His brown eyes lock on mine, and his lips part like he's going to say something. So I turn on my heel. Okay, bye, I say, practically throwing myself out the door. I glance back at my feet as my feet hit the sidewalk. He stands in the vestibule, eyes narrowed. Probably think of inappropriate responses centering around my fun-sucking comment, but joke's on him because it'll be too late and too pathetic to retort now. I cut across the street quickly and join Ravi inside B&M. He swipes past picture after picture on Instagram, going too fast to actually be looking, and cuts his eye to me. Was that your lunch? You were gone like 10 minutes. You know it's not healthy to eat that fast. Out of breath and heart pounding, I force out, I'll take my last 20 later, even though my stomach growls in protest me, like me as kid begging Astrid to read one more chapter before I have to go to sleep. I'm gonna read that again. Even though my stomach growls in protest, like me as a kid begging Astrid to read one more chapter before I had to go to sleep. I'm sure Jasper will be able to link me to his malfunctioning computer now that he saw me. Anybody would, and I can't miss the chance to stand here smugly, ready to greet him when he stomps into the store to yell at me and buy another book, because those are the rules and I don't have to reciprocate his generosity because it was his choice to do so. It's a harmless prank, one he could never replicate because he has no insider help at B&M. He'll come over, I'll ring up his book and tell him the password is just the backward version of what they had before. No real harm unless he doesn't associate the change with me, which would be a rookie mistake. And if that were to happen, it's not the end of the world. They get it fixed eventually, only a little disrupted by it. It would serve Benny right. He's the son of an IT professional. He knows better and should say something to the Hamadas. A man approaches and asks if I can help him reach a book. I stare at him for a moment, blinking, then nudge Ravi, who is a foot taller than me, to help. I lean over the counter, watching the doors to prologue for the next 2 minutes. Eventually, Jasper stomps out, his face pink, and heads directly for B&M. I scurry around the counter with glee dancing in my stomach and watch as he steps out from behind a parked F-150, right into the path of a car speeding down Oak Street. They collide. Oh my gosh, they collide. Jasper flies a few feet in front of the hastily stopped car and lands in a thud I can hear from inside the shop. Holy crap. I tear the door open and garble chime and push past 2 men stopped on the sidewalk to gawk. My heart is in my throat and I can't seem to breathe past it. I fling myself onto the street and kneel next to motionless Jasper, gravel digging into my exposed chin. Blood is blooming from a crack cut down his forehead. A harmless prank. Right. Oh my gosh. That is the end of that chapter, but I am definitely not leaving you guys hanging. We are going to get into a chapter right away. I was going to put 2 in this one, but I think I'm going to leave it and just say adios, subscribe, hit that like button, share this, and hit this notification button also. And I'll see you guys for the next chapter, whatever audiobook you guys are listening to me at the moment. But anyway, ciao for now.